Hey there, and welcome to Hot Seat. And we are here to explore the reasons of why. What's the why? What's the purpose? What drives business owners to do what they do? If it's what you're looking for, to get motivated, well, we look forward to sharing this episode with you. I'm your host, Kelvin Holiday, and I am enjoying the fact that we can explore people's why and motivate others. So stay tuned for this exciting new episode. 15 minutes, fast paced. Let's do it.
Hi there.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Thank you.
I'm doing great, mate. It is. Look, for those people who don't know Ivy, Ivy has been. It's quite interesting now. Ivy is Filipino, and she's over in Australia, and I'm Australian, and I'm actually over in the Philippines at the moment. So I've known Ivy for some time. So tell us, first of all, Ivy, a little bit about you and a bit of your background, and we're going to tell some people about something very special you've been working on.
Yeah, pretty much. 10 years ago, over 10 years ago, I started working as a virtual assistant. Um, Working pretty much, it was doing more of like the lead generation. I started with that one, but just for a few months, and then I moved on to the next level. It was pretty exciting for me during that time and challenging because I don't really have an idea what a virtual assistant was before then because it wasn't common back then. And then eventually I was growing. I never put limits onto myself. So yeah, from Cebu, Philippines, and then 3 years ago I moved here to Sydney, Australia, which is great.
Cool. And so working as a virtual assistant, you've actually, you're saying you worked in that area of lead generation before. What other sort of experiences have you had within those sort of roles, and where did it take you to brought you to Australia?
Oh yeah, so I started with lead generation and then I moved to another level to admin coordinator. So pretty much doing all of the administrative side of things, a virtual assistant, and then I moved on to an executive assistant. And due to hard work, as they say, hard work pays off, which really does. Um, like my level or my position has gone up pretty quickly until I became the team lead. So I was starting as the only virtual assistant initially,
Yeah.
and then it has grown into 3, 4, 5, 10, and then I was managing that group. And at the same time, my position has leveled up to become the executive assistant until an events coordinator. And then I've been flying in and out of Cebu to Sydney to run events and meet clients. And yeah, so it was a really great experience. And then when I became the client success manager, that was already here in Australia, together with being as an events manager as well.
Yeah, look, and I just say, folks, like I went grey before Ivy turned up, and I wish she might have actually got here a little bit earlier, or I might not have been as grey. But Ivy is, as you've just heard, she's the wealth of experience and knowledge that she has in this virtual assistant space. 10 years ago, it was a very new concept within the Australian market. We'd always knew about, BPOs, business process operations businesses that get on and do telemarketing and stuff like that. That's been around for a little while, but the idea of a virtual assistant has not been around a long time. But Ivy was at the cutting edge. So that leads us to a little surprise we've got for our listeners today. So you have been a busy little lady, actually writing away, and you've actually written a pocket guide, about building a remote team and building dreams. So tell us a little bit about that pocket guide that you got started.
Oh yes, this is just my first book. It's actually pretty short for now. It's just kind of like a bit of an overview of how to have um, remote teams or how to work better with your remote teams. Considering that during this time, it's very common that one or most businesses will always have someone outsourced or is not employed locally. And then considering that I have been a virtual assistant for years, I would say my experience, my thoughts, my ideas would really help not just the virtual assistants, but the employers at the same time. getting informations or getting the proper understanding of how to build relationship or how to properly manage your remote team is really helpful if you have some ideas coming from someone who's been on that path. So the book would actually tell you some tips, tools, and strategies that you need for you to be able to um, create your remote team. You might probably start with one and eventually go into a bigger remote team, and then that would eventually help you out live your business and live your life at the same time. So it would actually free up much of your time. So having this pocket guide, it would give you a very fresh perspective of what you could do having a remote team or a virtual assistant.
Yeah, look, and that's what it was about. And I think what you just nailed it there, Ivy, when you said you come up with a very, very, very unique perspective of starting, in a fairly simple, I wouldn't say simple job. It was, you excelled at everything you do, but you started off, lead generation all the way through to being a team leader, to being an executive assistant, to being, and now being, coming overseas to Australia and living in Australia and still managing remote teams, from where you are over there. And that's what you do within our business here. And you're managing on a daily basis, you're managing multiple clients and multiple, different things that are going on. And it is a very, very, very unique experience that you bring to the table. And as I said, it's saved so much headaches from my perspective, but as well, it gives us that different perspective. We think of it from an Australian's, our Australian mindset, and coming from a Filipino mindset, it is different. And that's not, we're not saying it's better or worse, it's just different. And so a lot of the experiences and a lot of the different things we see out on the market these days, people trying to build remote teams, it's Australians talking to Australians or Australians talking to Americans or whatever it might be. But this comes from a very different perspective and a very experienced perspective, may I say. And so what's next? So we've got this pocket guide. It's a small snippet, and so this year you're heading into to get the fully published version. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct. After this initial pocket guide, I'll be releasing my full book. It would be it's kind of a surprise. I wouldn't say anything that yet
Yeah.
because I would want you to focus on the pocket guide first, because that's the very important thing that you should have prior getting to my second one. But the second book, I'm so excited to have that one published soon. That way I could share further my experience and my knowledge to the rest of the virtual environment.
That's awesome. And so, folks, anybody who's wanting to get a copy of that pocket guide, at the end of this little session here, this live session, we're going to drop a link in there how you can actually get a free copy of that. And as well, all right, this is a little bit of a hot tip from the hot seat, and that is anybody who actually wants to get that pocket guide, get started on it, you will then go onto our VIP list. And you'll get a free copy of the book when it arrives later on this year. So I guess when we start talking about outsourcing and different things, you've had a lot of experience. What are some of the things that, number one, that you have felt? You have a very strong work ethic, like something that I've never seen in anybody before. Your work ethic is phenomenal. So what drives that in you? What makes you so productive and so progressive? And
Oh yeah, I always believe in the saying that um, if anyone can do it, so can you. Nothing is impossible, everything is possible. So that's the reason why I'm always like on the go. Like, even if people will tell me, or even if the task looks really different and difficult and impossible, I will always say there's always a way. So that's the reason why the progress or the growth or my growth is continually going because of that principle in life. So that's what I would want to impart to everyone, not just virtual assistants, but to anyone working. You could be an entrepreneur, you could just be an employee. Um, you have to have that will, you have to have that principle in your life that there's no limits. It's not like if we don't put limits in our dreams, then we don't put limits on what we could do.
That is gold. Absolute gold. And so what drives you? I know you got a family, you're married here in Australia. So what's the driver? Tell us a little bit more about that personal drive, that reason you get out of bed every morning.
Well, my drive is my dreams, I would say. Like I always want to achieve things. So like before then, back 10 years ago, I had this dream board and I was just making the dream board like 1 year from now, this would be my goal, 2 years, 3 years. And one of my 3 year goal in there was move or migrate somewhere or move to Australia or migrate around anywhere from the world. And then it did happen. So that's my motivation. That's actually what drives me to work every day or to do something great every day because of those. So my dreams are my drivers because I always want to achieve things. As long as you have that desire to always achieve things, to achieve your dreams, it could be small. Start from small, something smart that's reliable. That's possible and attainable. Then that would be good because once you could see yourself going into like ladders and then you going up from down to up, that would actually make you feel complete. Yeah, it would actually like you just can't stop from the moment it starts, moving.
Yeah, live the dream. You gotta have a dream. You got to live the dream. Go for the dreams. All right. Yeah. As the title of your pocket guide says, build your remote team, build your dreams, and something we might have changed that title around. Build your dreams, build your remote team. It's the same. It's one and the same. And it creates that freedom. And that's some of the stuff that, and I'll say, and I've never said this to Ivy personally. All right. And I'm going to say it here publicly. She's been one of the inspirational people in my life from the moment I met her. All right. She gave me the confidence to start in this remote sort of area and now built, a quite an established business here in the Philippines and in Australia. And the dream, the passion that comes out of Ivy is always there. You look at the smile. She's always got this beaming smile, and she takes that wherever she goes. And living your why, living your dreams is what happens. So what's one tip? All right. What's your one hot seat tip that you might like to just share to close off today's session for us?
Everyone has dreams. So start building on your dreams, start working on it. Don't wait for the right time because the time is always now.
Yeah, time is now. That is sensational. Thank you so much, Ivy. As I said, I've been looking forward to this one for a long time. We've finally got you into the hot seat, and we've got that pocket guide out there in the world now. So people are going to be able to grab it. So grab your copy of it. So thanks, Ivy, and we'll I'll obviously be talking to you a little bit later on as well. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Thanks, bud. Bye-bye. So that was Ivy. Ivy is an absolute legend. I cannot say enough about this lady. She has changed a lot of people's lives, and you should be out there. Get on under the link here and download her pocket guide. It is a piece of gold, straight from the inside of a person who's been there from the start of this industry that is really starting to take off and has pretty much held most positions. And I know that will help you. So that's all from Hot Seat for today. Have a awesome week, and we'll see you again really, really soon.
Thanks for joining us here at Hot Seat. It's been an amazing event. It is a place where you can actually enjoy and be inspired by the why of others, the drive of the purpose and the passion. Please like and share this podcast with as many people as you can to inspire them to make a difference in this world. Have an awesome day. Unleash.